I am very happy to have my next guest join us. He's a talented singer and songwriter who just dropped a brand new song called Moon. It is Jonah Kagen. Dude, thanks so much for being here.
What's up? Thank you guys so much for having me. It's really, really cool. Feels special.
No, I appreciate it. And I love this aesthetic. Right before we started, I was just talking about the staircase. And man, it's like this getaway Airbnb that a lot of artists have referred to where they go and seclude themselves and make music. Where are you checking in from?
I wish I could say that that was the case, but this is actually my parents' house in Texas. So I'm kicking it with my parents at the moment, but just as cool, I think. Yeah, just as cool.
The lap of luxury in very affordable Texas that we keep hearing about in the news.
That's it. There you go.
I mean, look at it. Look, I imagine like a 5,000 square foot compound, the Kagen compound.
I don't think that's what it is, but it is a nice aesthetic. I wasn't planning on this, but I'm right next to the Wi-Fi, so we should be good.
Very nice. Very nice. What's it been like hanging out with the parents?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I'm still in school, so I haven't ever actually been, I guess, out on my own completely just yet. I think I've got my foot in like a lot of like poking into a lot of different areas where it's like, I play soccer at my school. So it was like my soccer was my whole life growing up, and it still is. I still played soccer at my school. I still have one season left. And so it's kind of like I have all of this stuff that's going on in this that's happening so quickly with music and this whole different life, while I'm still kind of trying to finish up. It's definitely weird. It feels like it's some sort of alternate reality, I guess. But at the same time, this is what I love to do more than anything else in the entire world. So it feels like a gift. It's a lot of work for sure.
Talking to you, someone like you would make my mother happy, where you're going to prestigious Cornell University, and you're also pursuing your passion, and not only just pursuing it, but you're making quite a few inroads, and you're getting signed to a major label deal and all those things. It's like quite a pinnacle moment in a way. What has been the reaction from your family with regards to the music side of things? Because I'm sure they were like, go to Cornell, get a good education, and have a good plan.
Well, thank you so much, first of all. But my family, they've been nothing but supportive, first of all. But it definitely, my dad is a lawyer, my mom's a nurse. My family was very practical, and I was going to a good school, and it was like, I went in as an engineer, was what I started off. It was like, go get your degree, go do your thing, And then if music happens, it happens. And I know you love it, everything like that, but don't throw your eggs into one basket. And then the door just kind of flew wide open. And I think it took them a second to realize exactly what was happening, where it was like, because I would have a video go viral or something like that. My mom would be like, oh, cool, who cares? One of those sort of things. And then it was like, once it got real, it was like, oh, okay, this is actually happening. And they have been just nothing but supportive. I think all of us are still kind of like in awe, I guess.
What type of engineering were you originally pursuing? Because that's very specific. And once you make the plunge, you're in it. It's not like going for business or marketing or anything like that. It's like, oh, I'm going to switch to psychology or poli-sci.
That's what I did, actually, believe it or not. I switched to psychology, but I came in as a mechanical engineer. So I did one semester as a mechanical engineer, and then kind of realized that it wasn't quite for me, I guess. And then switched into psychology, which I was honestly, the reason why I ended up in psychology was because same reason why I do music. It's because I love people. I'm fascinated with people, and I want to share things with people and understand why people react the way that they do to things. So it was like, it was kind of a no-brainer, which I guess is ironic considering it's psychology. But
you have a little history with music because your grandfather was a musician in a band, and the music lineage is there, so to speak, right? You started playing music at a young age. And from what I understand, you learned Stairway to Heaven to impress your family. What was the catalyst for that? Because I feel like at a young age, stumbling upon classic rock and things like that has got to be so life-changing.
That was it. It was my mom. actually. So I got into music generally because of my grandfather, and he used to show me all these. I got into jazz because of him. He was the reason why I kind of like started so young. But then my goal, the thing that actually like kicked off my like, yeah, it's time to get lessons, was my mom told me. She said, if you can learn to play me Stairway to Heaven, that's all I will ever ask for. So I was like, oh, come on, get out of here, And then I ended up learning it within like it was like the first month or something like that. I don't even remember when it was, but it was really quickly. And
How
after
old
that,
were you?
I was probably 6, something like that.
6 years old playing Stairway to Heaven.
6 years old, something 6 or 7. I guess I started right at the end of 6, so I probably would have been 7 when that started happening. But yeah. And then so I had a lot of like I wanted to learn all sorts of stuff like that. I wanted to learn like Van Halen and Steve Vai and things like that when I was younger. And then it just kind of progressed through this weird wave of different influences, and now they are all kind of collapsing into my style, I guess.
You released a couple songs now, and especially Broken, at a time where a lot of people were going through some things. And obviously, as an entire world, the human race has gone through what we've gone through, really honed in on mental health and the more serious side of things. So there's this little dichotomy, so to speak, in music that influence you and the music that you make. Have you written songs that have been more joyful? And how did you get to the point of honing in on mental health?
Yeah, it's a really big thing for me. Mental health is a really big thing for me because and that was a big reason why I got into psychology also was that side of things. My biggest thing is that I have utmost appreciation for every single emotion on the spectrum. It's the human experience, when people are feeling incredibly happy and joyous. Of course, that's beautiful, that's powerful, but it's also equally as powerful when people are at their lowest and impactful and meaningful. And so I wanted my music really to, well, at least from a musical perspective, I wanted it to be representative of that. I wanted it to showcase that, and because that's who I am also. I wanted people to, somebody that cares, somebody that's happy to be here and things like that, but also just appreciative of the entire spectrum of emotions. And so, what I was seeing when I released Broken was pain and a lot of people that were at their lowest. And I just felt like that was what people needed right then. They needed somebody. There were so many people around me, and that song wasn't about me, but it was about things that I had been studying and things that I had been seeing, some friends that I had that were going through it. And I just felt like people needed a voice. And I didn't think twice about, well, that's not the type of artist I am, or that's not very tropical housey. I'm a happy kid. I shouldn't make that, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. It was just, I felt like I had the opportunity to bring something special to people that needed it. And so I did. And then similar thing with Moon, Moon, which came out today. It started with a sentiment that was very real. It was a story that was very real that I wanted to share with people. I wanted to bring it to people. At the same time, I've got, like 8 to 10 songs written that are really happy also, that are, represent that amazing feeling, or that time when you're at your highest, or that time when you feel like you are on top of the world, everything like that. And that's what I want to show people that too. It's more just, I want people to feel everything when they listen to my music, and be able to appreciate life the way that I try to.
Do you have an idea of the collection of material that you want to release as your first EP or first project?
I have a general idea. I do. It's all rooted in the same things that I was just talking about there. It was just kind of like something that's representative of the full spectrum. I think that's really where my plan is right now. But I've got plenty of, I've got enough music to do it at this point. It's just about strategizing, picking the right ones, and really putting effort into it. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I am very excited for that. Congratulations on the attention that you've been getting, and we didn't even talk about going viral and all those things, but we'll just say that you're doing well on TikTok and social media. So continued success over there, and we look forward to the new music to coming up.
Thank you so much. It was really, really cool. I'm so happy that we got to do this.